What's up, guys? So I've been going deep into this Tartaria stuff, right? And finding buildings all over LA. And USC has got these crazy buildings you can see from the street. But this is the first time I've dropped somebody off in the middle of this campus. There's this one section that is like closed off, but I got in because I just dropped off these people. But check that out. This house looks crazy. I don't know which house it is, but I'm gonna excuse my mess. Check out that. There's all kinds of mansions up in. I got a bunch of cars behind me. There's all these mansions. Here's another one. There's another one behind me, and there's these ones. There's all these old houses inside this campus. But this thing is crazy. The other one behind me is like an office building now. Anyway, I'm gonna get off. It's like all the staff are surrounding me. This is like Bruce Almighty. I mean, not Bruce Almighty. What's the other guy's? What's his other movie? And that's the chapel, one of the big churches you can see from the street. Anyways, if you are looking into the old world tech and all that stuff, USC is a hot spot. Oh, damn it. Missed the dome. Let me show you this. Come on, man. More research needs to be done on USC. There's more in front of me, but I gotta get out of here. You see more of these big houses. These are more basic, but they definitely built around this old world location. All around USC, actually. You'll see buildings everywhere around here that have all the um, antiquitech and all the crazy designs. Uh, and usually they leave a piece of it intact. There's some crazy little old hut there. Actually, it looks like could have made it to a restroom or something. But anyways, out of space in my phone, so recording live all these crazy buildings. So I'm trying to think while I'm still trying to take this stuff in and navigate this road. Oh my god, it's crazy. think this is actually public street now. I think I drove off the campus, but yeah, I need to do my video on Laverne. Look up the Laverne Water and Power building. That place is ridiculous. There's a giant old world building. I don't know, it's 14 stories tall. And if you look up any videos on YouTube, the news is covering it. Um, and they say that it's like this randomly beautiful building in front of this water and power distribution center. Supposedly the number one treatment center for drinking water in Los Angeles. That's a weird little building right here. What the heck was this for? But yeah, they talk about how this Laverne, the number one distribution center for drinking water in Los Angeles, is the Laverne Water and Power Tower. I got footage of it, and as I was there, staff just kept popping up. You know, their workers were just following me around. Um, I was dropping off somebody right next to it, and so it caught my eye because it's towering over everything over there in that area. And that's an old Orange Grove, uh, old orange farm type of property. The land out there, it's all these orange farms that are no longer being used. By the way, all the suppliers of oranges are being shut down out here and being told that their crop cannot be sold for the year due to a fruit fly, which I think is a lie to keep these guys out of business. But yeah, it's terrible. Can't even sell the peels. You can't sell orange juice. You can't sell the compost. So these guys are just completely shut down. Hey, I bring it. Hey, hello, Lady Campion. So yeah, I've been busy driving, and but it's kind of cool because you get to see a lot of the old world tech, which is something that I've been just immersed into. Check out the channel called My Lunch Break. It's pretty popular. Are you guys getting any of these stupid things? These cars? Are any of you getting any of these? Seeing these things around? I thought they were making a new map app, but this is a self-driving vehicle, which is stupid. I would never put anybody I love into one of these things. They're popping up everywhere. Yeah, I think someone's controlling it by remote. Look at this thing, cameras everywhere. I'm trying to pull up next to it. Let's see how it reacts to the trash truck. Signaling. And he just, I don't think that was a good enough gap to jump into. But yeah, this thing is a ride share. Do you call it ride share? It's like a taxi, and nobody's in there driving. Look at this. Nobody in there. Do you trust these guys? I mean, that is ridiculous. There, another old building, another old building with the domes that have been replaced. Used to be laced with gold or made of gold, and now these things are everywhere. Anyways, yeah, it is scary. This is like that movie. Was it I Robot? So I tell everybody all the time. You remember 2010 cars started to be more automated, self-driving, self-parking type deals. And I know newer cars these days, you can take your if you're on certain roads. Like this Tesla is what is going on here? There's a Tesla parked in the street, facing the wrong way. Tow truck's coming to get them. What is going on here? Let me show you guys. We got a Tesla failure here. What's going on? Anyways, yeah, 2010 Ford Escape. Ford had the self park technology where if you pull up to the curb and there was a space to parallel park, you can just push a button and your Ford Escape will parallel park the car for you. Um, and so all it did was park. It wasn't self driving. There wasn't that feature where you can let go of the wheel and it'll drive itself. Just parking. However, somebody or two guys hacked remotely a Ford Escape, and a poor woman went to Walmart, went inside the shop, and came outside, and somebody had come out. Somebody had taken her vehicle and uh, by remote hack, drove it into a wall because they couldn't control it. They figured out how to hack it, and they turned the vehicle on without a key and drove it straight. They put in drive and it just drove into a wall. Pretty much, that's all they were able to do. However, it's just do you remember that for the Ford? Yeah. And now we're just putting people in vehicles and trusting it to drive you around. I mean, how lazy can we be, right? It's not only is it dangerous to just put your life and your family's life in the hands of a machine or even another person who's driving it if it's done by a human who's remotely driving that vehicle, like the one I just showed you. I don't know how it works. I'm not going to take the time to look it up. Wago is the name of the company. Is it somebody sitting in an office controlling it? Even still, like, how do you trust that? Just and plus, you know, self. I mean, this automation stuff is all of it takes away from somebody, takes money out of somebody's pockets. My fallback from the job was to be a driver, professional commercial driver. I'm now driving for three different companies. Uh, but yeah, if you put your trust in this AI stuff and this automated stuff and this machine stuff, see, this is what I'm talking about. There it is. It's everywhere around here. Look up the Tartaria, Antiquitech, Old World Technology. This is another school, but it's everywhere. As I'm talking to you and driving, I'm looking around and I'm just amazed at all the old world buildings that are around this area. This is on what is this? Adams and Hoover, down the street from USC. Um, but yeah, it's all these you putting money into these self-driving cars, and now you're taking away from cab drivers and Uber drivers who depend on this stuff. So everything that takes away from like all these self checkouts. I don't know, man. It used to be like a social thing. You go to your local store and uh, you got your clerks there that deal with you all the time, like the good old days. It's what's wrong with that? I don't think it's you're gonna save so much money from putting a self checkout there where you still have to have a person monitor, and now you got one person monitoring six registers. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, let me give you guys another look at these things because these things are amazing, beautiful. Now, as a person who works with stone and wood, I can tell you that this is difficult. This is it's a lot harder than what people think, and I think a lot of people that look at the Tartaria theory and they think, well, like I got one guy who I talked to a lot of people doing Uber about uh, old world technology and how these people built these things structures like this, and it's very difficult for us to do it these days, and people get mad and they go, "What do you think? Like we're stupid? We don't know how to build like they did 200 years ago?" And I'm like, "Well, we're kind of not, you know." Most of our houses and buildings are squared. Here's I mean, this is some cool detail here. So, do you think a house like this is only meant to last 40, 50 years? Because that seems to be the narrative. A lot of old colleges have buildings like this. They'll be built in 1880, torn down in 1910. But here's a building just like that that's standing over 100 years. This is back. We're back at the USC campus. I'm about to make my way out of here, head towards the downtown LA area. No concept. Yeah, so like a lot of people get mad, but then most people don't really work with their hands. You know, most people haven't taken the, you know, they haven't created anything. Um, and it takes a lot of detail. It takes a lot of work. And then if without the power tool, I mean, forget about it. Without the power tool, you're I don't know to do something like this. There's one guy who does something similar by chisel and hammer, and he does a pretty good job. And he makes it look easy, but it's just one tiny segment that he does, and yeah, he's it takes a lot of work to do some crazy, and then to get it all the way up there in the time frame that they're talking about, how fast they said they built it, and I'm sorry, I'm just getting getting distracted by all these things around me. The buildings are crazy. Um, the time that it takes to build these things, and in the time frame that they said that they built it, like the year, the era they said that they built these things. You didn't have the tools, and you know if they said it was by manpower, you needed a whole lot of people to pull that off. That kind of work, that kind of detail. Um, but yeah, here's a here's a piece of history right here. The Felix dealership. This is a Chevrolet dealership, the last one left of its kind. Um, that's an old sign, and then I believe they have the old storefront along this side, and on the other side, state of the art stuff. Felix the cat. Let's see if I can get some more. Oh, they got an ETV system up there. I used to run one of these. Store vehicles. Old Felix the cat dealership. Oh, nice job, guy. You just jumped right into my shot. The Gallon Center. A lot of big basketball games played here. And then we're coming up to more of USC, home of the Trojans. And then right up here is the Coliseum. Here's more crazy brick buildings. Massive, this one. I don't know what that is. I'll show you guys the Coliseum before I end it. But there's a new stadium here next to the Coliseum. Coliseum is towards the right. But that big thing, I don't know what that is. Are the new stadium? No, can't be. I think there's a library there and a science center and the children's science museum. Oh yeah, it is. Children's science museum. What we have there? Airbus. Yeah, building the pyramid. The pyramids are crazy because we were finding them in all over the world actually. But just the locations that they're finding some of these with stones that are foreign, like, that's amazing. How they were able to build that. Exposition Park, and there's the LA Coliseum, home of the 1984 Olympics. My brother-in-law played there rugby there. Anyways, um, yeah, when I get a chance to stop by some more landmarks, I'll probably go live again. I'll be out here in LA all day today. I stay on the outskirts of Los Angeles, but this old world stuff is just I can't stop seeing it. It's everywhere here in LA. But yeah, my lunch break is a great channel to break it down. It's very how do you say um, it's an easy watch. You know, his videos are pretty short, like around 8 to 14 minutes, breaking down different cities, different landmarks, and he does his research, looking into who the architects are for these buildings, and he finds that a lot of them seem to be made up. You know, you'll find that a father and son would have built these ginormous theaters or um, these giant cathedral-looking buildings. And in the time, again, the time frame that they're saying that these things are being done, completed, it's ridiculous. And he'll look up the names of these architects, and they're working on two or three different giant buildings all across the United States at the same time. That's pretty amazing. Anyways, let me get off and go find me some coffee. Let's see. All right. But yeah, good to see you guys. Hopefully, catch you guys again. I'll probably be doing more of these little short lives to show you guys some stuff around here. Anyways, have a blessed day.